And this is actually a very dangerous moment for me because this is a very powerful army and it does counter the units I have very well. But as you can see, I was harassing him with the Mutalists. I killed a lot of units, canceled that production. Now I bring my Mutas back. And this is very important, I wait as long as I possibly can. I don't engage as soon as he's here. I wait and wait and wait until I have to engage, because that gives me as many units as possible and allows me to hold off the attack. As a Zerg player, time is almost always on your side. You almost always reinforce faster than your opponent, so you always want to wait as long as you possibly can to engage. And it's very important to actually crush your opponent's attack. If you just barely beat it, then you'll be under pressure again very quickly. Your opponent will be able to remake his army and send that at you. But if you actually destroy his army and beat him handily, then you will be able to go on the offensive with your remaining units. And see, at this point, I have held off the attack. I have a lot of Mutalists remaining. This allows me to keep him pinned in his base. I go and take my third. I rebake my queen. I fill out my drone count. I'm getting upgrades. And during this lull in the game, and before we continue, I just want to pause and remind you guys that this replay review is brought to you by Bigfoot Networks, makers of the Killer 2100. The Killer 2100 is a top-of-the-line gaming network card that increases performance across all online games. I use it myself and I love it, and I'd highly recommend you guys check it out at www.bigfootnetworks.com. Now, let's get back into the game. Okay. As I was saying, I've started to establish my economy. I held off that early aggression, and I now know I'm safe for another little period of time. And I take advantage of this by making more drones. As a Zerg, that's almost always your goal. If you ever have time, you want to establish your economy, because it's much easier for Zerg to turn economy into a massive army advantage than it is for Zerg to turn an army into an advantage. Like, it's very easy for Terran to defend almost anything with this setup. He has a bunker, he has a Thor, he has his SCVs there ready to repair, he has Hellions in the back to kill any Zerglings. If I had focused on units and tried to attack, I would not have been able to do much against this. So instead, I fall back, I expand, I make drones, and then this turns into an overwhelming game advantage. Because now, when I restart production, I'm going to have an absolute ton of units, just because I have so much economy backing it up. And so he will never be able to be aggressive. So I have to wait a long time to kill him, but I'm never in any danger of losing. So this is the solid, safe way to play. It won't get you as many quick wins, but it's much less likely to lose you games that you shouldn't. It takes advantage of the advantages that you can get. And as we can see, QXC knows that he's not going to be able to be aggressive versus my superior army, so he is making his third command center. And soon we'll see the strategic mistake I kind of mentioned earlier. As you can see, he's building it out here instead of out here. He's going to actually come down and take this gold expansion instead of this. And this is actually a very strange choice, because as I was saying earlier, there are a lot of advantages that come with this. And the gold base is not putting pressure directly on Zerg. It does take a central map location, but it's not pressuring Zerg. There's a lot of room here for Zerg to be mobile, a lot of room for Zerg to counterattack along here. And while it does have the extra valuable gold minerals, it's much more exposed. It's very easy for Zerg to attack this location. So this is a very risky play by QXC, and I see this, and very soon I will be responding and trying to punish him for this risky play by attacking. And this is one of the few times you'll really want to attack with Zerg. He's putting himself so out there with his army positioned like this that really I have no choice but to punish him for it and actually attack. And here we can see that I move into Mutas, I use the magic box, I just move them in and hit stop instead of attack, because this causes the Mutas to spread out, so they don't take as much damage from the Thors, and they don't take as much splash damage. And while I'm doing that, I attack move my Zerglings, and I move command my Banelings. This causes the Banelings to follow the Marines and kill them. You don't want the Banelings to blow up on the Thors or the Marauders because it's not cost efficient. Meanwhile, my Mutalists spread out above the Thors and kill them without taking splash damage, and the Zerglings simply absorb hits and do extra damage. After crushing that attack and killing its command center, I'm in very comfortable control of the game. I have a full 3-base economy up. I'm taking my 4th base. I believe I have an infestation pit. Yes, I have an infestation pit here that will allow me to get infestors or to go hide. And here, this was actually a kind of a desperation attack on his part. He knows I have control of the game and he has to do something. So he moved out with an army, hoping to catch me off guard. But My army advantage was so big from the previous attack that there was really just nothing he could do. And at this point, he's stuck defending in his base and basically just waiting for me to kill him. He's kind of sloppy. You never want to do that. You never want to engage Thors with clumped mutas. They die so quickly, it's very dangerous. That's the one problem with mutas. You have to be very careful about harassing a Terran base because Thor range is so long that if you get caught off guard while clumped, it can be very, very damaging very quickly. Here I'm going Hive. I'm getting my extra upgrades. And I'm basically just building up and securing my advantage. Again, I don't see that I have a big army and he has a small army and go to attack because Zerg units are very fragile. If I attack into this defensive position, it would be very easy for me to lose. So instead, again, I fall back, I make more drones, and then I wait for a big army so that there's just never any way I'm in danger. There's never any way for me to lose the game. And here again, QXC is trying to make something happen, trying to expand again, moving out with a small army. But there's just no way for him to catch up to me. His economy is too far behind, his infrastructure is not very good, he only has the one factory. And so he can never catch up to my unit count. I believe the final attack should be happening any time now. Again, I'll use the same technique. I allow my mutalisks to spread out like this. I do not clump them. And then I move command them in past here, and when they are over the army, I hit stop. And this holds them in position so they're all spread out. The Thors only attack one mutalist at a time. I move command the banelings in past the marines, so they chase the marines down. And I attack move the zerglings to absorb damage. It's very important to execute your mutilating attacks like that. It makes them 1,000 times more efficient than just simply attack moving them. And here again, the game is pretty much over. QXC is just waiting to die at this point. And there's the GG. Now, the biggest point of this game was really just that you need to be conservative with Zerg. You don't want to throw away your advantage. You always want to capitalize on it economically, if at all you can. And this has been a Fragmore University Pro Replay Review brought to you by Bigfoot Networks. For more information on Bigfoot Networks Killer 2100, visit bigfootnetworks.com. For more great StarCraft 2 content, visit bigfootnetworks.com/fragmore and the Evil Geniuses team website at www.myeg.net.
By combining the speed, intelligence, control, visibility, and domination you need to compete, the Killer 2100 Gaming Network card provides the perfect blend of gaming passion and technical know-how to guarantee your gaming experience is flawless in both its speed and its performance. Find out more information at www.bigfootnetworks.com.